Good morning. I was just making sure that the mic was working and we should be all set. So, I wanted to go ahead and come in here and we're going to go ahead and get started on our daily pre-market analysis and then we're going to pretty much go from there. So, as of right now, we're going to go ahead and start with Forex Factory. On Forex Factory, we have USD or sorry, Canada with CPI today. And then outside of that, there's not much else news coming out for today. So that's really good. That's just something that we got to keep in mind. So not much news events at all. And then coming right into the market. So the market last night, whenever we opened back up, we had a ton of gaps throughout a lot of different pairs that I trade. So we're going to take a look at that. Just kind of see what opportunities have presented itself, if there's any opportunities that have presented itself with the gaps. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it as of right now. So DXY, we're gonna go ahead and start with the pre market. So with the DXY, we this one's very fast because we already did yesterday's. So we are currently pushing in this overall uptrend right now, and we're starting to find kind of like that resistance level. So currently, it's finding a resistance. It came down back to this trend line right now. So if it can break through that trend line and give us a lower high, then I'm anticipating that we're going to continue lower, could come back to this trend line, or we could break at that point. So that's pretty much what I'm thinking like as of right now on DXY. We're currently at the possibility of a reversal area. Doesn't mean that we're going to reverse, but this is where I'm at as of right now. So directionally based, we're still bullish on the DXY. And then, so on GU, right now on GU, we're going to start with a daily. GU off of the daily, we're all in this overall uptrend, and we're currently in this pullback area here. But if you looked at the weekly, we have a lower high and a lower low here. So overall, with this Fibonacci here, A, B, right, we had a pullback to the 78%, and now we're starting to kind of continue back in the downwards direction. So as of this moment, we have this nice pullback zone, and we might get a pull. We're currently heading down, should I say, and we're currently pulling back to the upside. Possibility of a continuation to the downside. Now, this trend line here is not exactly relevant right now, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Now, the trend line that was relevant was this trend line here. It was somewhere around here. It kind of broke here, came back above, broke through, and then just kind of like tested and reset, and then just kind of started heading back down. So that's kind of like where we're at right now with the daily. And then if we're looking at the 4 hour, the most relevant information. So we have market structure that is coming down as of right now. We have this all-time high, most relevant high, should I say. And then we have a break of structure here, a lower high. Now we have a lower low. And then we had a minor lower high and a minor lower low. The gap this morning, or Sunday, should I say, it gapped right at my take profit 2. The only issue there was I didn't take any profits because of the first 1 hour worth of spreads. By the time the 1 hour was completed, it was pretty much all the way back up here near these tops, back to my take profit 1. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to take any profits as of right now off the table on this specific trade from my TP2. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens a little bit later today. We could pull back a little bit further and then have a continuation to the downside as kind of like a two-leg pullback in a sense. So, sorry, my stuff is just continuing to move. So we could get a little bit more of a pullback here to that 50% zone, and then we could have that continuation pattern come in. Now, if we do get rejection where we start heading down and then we get a higher low planting like an inverted head and shoulders, then at that point I might be looking to get out of the trade fully. But as of right now, I'm anticipating we could get pulled back a little bit further and then a continuation down. But that's pretty much all I have on GU at this very moment. Not too much going on. Well, actually, let me look at the 2 hour and 1 hour just to see where we're at. So 4 hour wise, we're currently coming into the EMA and we're breaking above slightly. 2 hour wise, we are already above the EMA. And then on the 1 hour, obviously, we are above the EMA. We had this 1 hour engulfing bar right here. That was the bar that I was referring to right at the open. It just went all the way up here and it just closed out all the way up here. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to collect any of my take profits. So it's kind of creating this kind of consolidation zone right now on the 1 hour where we have kind of like the highs being broken and then the lows being broken, kind of like this style of consolidation right now. So we'll kind of see how it continues. But overall, I'm anticipating this to come back a little bit further. And then, like I said, continuing down at that point. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on GU as of right now. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to gold. So therefore, we can go ahead and check out gold. So gold, we are going to check out the daily first. Off of the daily, we were at all-time highs, made a nice retracement zone here. Didn't exactly get to our 50%, unfortunately, before it continued higher. And now Sunday open gapped $50. So price was all the way down here at $4,595. And it gapped all the way up here to $4,650 pretty much. So it gapped a little over $50. It was like 50, $60. So for that reason, I have to just now wait on my hands and see if there's another opportunity that presents itself maybe a little bit later on this week, maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday after some news catalysts come in, giving us a major pullback. But as of right now, yeah, don't really have anything to do except for wait and see if there's another opportunity. It looks like we're going to hit this Fibonacci right here. So this major Fibonacci that I drew out that tapped the 50, it looks like it's coming right to that 27. And then after that 27's hit, it looks like it's right about there. Then it's going to reverse down, come down and make a major pullback, and then continue to head up. So that might be what happens. I can't say for sure, but that is what I'm looking like right now. Now, off of the 4 hour, just kind of give you a little bit more reference zone. Right here, this downtrend or this slight uptrend broke. That's where I was like, okay, cool. We broke here. Now we just need to get some support, giving me some opportunity of a buy opportunity, but price never really gave me a buy opportunity off of here. Right here, we do have kind of like this trend line A, B, C, D, right? So we're rejecting this trend line here. So I could have looked at an entry opportunity. Now, I will say I missed this opportunity regardless because I was working. But again, I don't really see an entry spot at all to even have gotten in, right? So I enter off the 1 hour, and this candlestick for sure I would not have entered off of. And then we're below EMA all the way until even the close. The only reason why this is crossing the EMA is because only after the gap of the open. That is the only reason why this broke above the EMA. Beyond that, it was closing below the EMA at all points in time. So for those reasons, and we're below this uptrend line here, there was literally no entry point for me. So for all of those reasons, I never got into gold. We were consolidating all week. So for all of those reasons, I'm fine with missing out on this move here. just because I never got a entry point. So I follow my rules, and that's all I got to do. So as long as I follow my rules, then I am winning at trading. So now we're going to jump into NQ, just kind of take a look. So NQ has been in this area where price has been slowly riding up, and then had this also downtrend that was forming, kind of creating this pivotal area where price starts just consolidating really heavily. And so price gap down here and is riding down currently. So again, I'm not sure where NQ currently sits 100%. But right now, off of the daily, we are currently heading in the down direction. Ideally, what I would love to see now, let me just kind of pinpoint a few things. We have broken these most recent lows because this low broke, right? We're creating some lower highs off of the daily time frame, and now we're breaking lows once again. So we have been rejecting highs, and now we're finally breaking lows. We're looking at a possible down move as of right now. So I'm thinking price will continue down, price will pull back up, and then we will be heading back in the downwards direction, at least for the time being. So I am going to personally wait to see if I get a Fibonacci, such as something like this. And then once price pulls back to the 50%, I will look for an entry opportunity. And then I will start trying to sell NQ for the time being. But as of right now, we are currently in the continuation phase, giving us the new opportunity of possible sells. And then, so we're probably looking about a week out in possibly a swing trade. But as of right now, I don't think I have any trades. Looking at the 4 hour just kind of looks ugly with this gap here. We have the lower high, new low. So yeah, the only thing I could say as of right now on the 4 hour as well would be we need to find its footing somewhere, wherever it's currently at. And then again, right, make that pullback, and then we want to continue. But as of right now, I just got to sit on my hands, do nothing, and wait until something pops up. And then let's go ahead and jump at S&P 500. So S&P 500 looks about the same. We were overall in this uptrend here, but now looking at NQ and the S&P, they're very similarly correlated. Now the S&P has been breaking the high, just barely breaking the highs. But now it looks like off of the daily, right, we're starting to reject highs and we're starting to break some lows. So for that reason, we had a nice gap, and now we're heading down lower, and we broke out of this uptrend here. So for all of these reasons, I am looking for sells now. Same exact concept as in Q. There's nothing really going on as of right now for my strategy. So we do have the new, let me pinpoint it here. So we had the high here, a new low that was formed based upon these lows, and then a lower high has been formed, and now the continuation is formed. We're now going to need to wait for a Fibonacci zone to pull back. So whenever we find footing here, we're going to wait for the pullback zone, and then between the 50 and 78%, and then we're going to be looking for a continuation. So that is what I'm looking like as of right now, based upon the 4 hour, but we are currently in the continuation phase. So let's jump right into silver. Silver is looking very similar to gold as of right now. We had a huge gap up, and then price is now kind of consolidating at the all-time highs. I am still in the expectation that we're going to pull back just like gold. We're going to pull back, give us a nice retracement, and then continue furthering in the upside. Again, gold and silver don't have to do exactly what I say, nor any other pair. This is just what I'm anticipating of what's happening before I look for an entry opportunity. And as of right now, I don't have an entry opportunity once again. So we're just going to have to wait to see if price can get into our zone. So therefore, we can go ahead and look for some buys. And then let's see. We got UJ. UJ actually gapped lower all the way down here, right here. And then it took and swept all these lows, already gave us our 61.50% zone. So now we're actually looking really good for an entry opportunity. We have a daily wick to the downside. So let's see if there's actually an opportunity to get in. Now we do have a break of this low here, and price is wicking at it right now off of a 4 hour. So that's not like the most ideal scenario to get in. But let's see what we got. So 2 hour wise, we were in this downtrend. Now let me just pinpoint we are overall in an uptrend, but we're currently in a pullback on a 4 hour downtrend. So now I'm looking for a buy opportunity only after a higher low potentially is presented, or we get a bullish engulfing bar above an EMA, looking for an opportunity to get in. Ideally, I would want a higher low to form before I got in. And right here, we kind of have one starting to form off the 1 hour. So if we're just pinpointing market structure, so we had this high, this low, this lower high, this lower low, and now we have this lower high that was formed here. And we kind of got this pivotal higher low forming, and then a bullish engulfing bar started. So I personally won't be trading this as of this very moment, but we do have a bullish engulfing bar here breaking or holding this EMA, and then we have a retest of the EMA, and we have a bullish engulfing bar started. So I am kind of interested in getting in off of this one because this has some rejection here. Price came back and is rejecting this zone and now rejecting this zone. And this is our major zone. So for that, all of those reasons, I'm looking for a long position. I'm going to go ahead and enter, but my stop loss is going to be below this double bottom here off the 1 hour. And then we're going to be putting our take profits all the way up here. So in order to do that, we're going to go right into here. We're going to find UJ. We're going to go over to the 1 hour chart. And now that we're here, we're going to put our entry in. So we're going to go ahead and advance order, stop loss, drag my stop loss a little bit below this zone area here. And we are going to be, because there's no news catalyst today, we are going to be going all in on our risk management. So our risk management on this exact one is $200. So I always go a little bit below right there, and then I put in my buy entry in. Boom. That's it. And then let's find our take profit zone. Already know this zone is going to be very highly favorable, right? So 1 and 7, that's why I didn't mind putting it in already. So now that we have a 1 to 7 risk reward ratio, I'm going to go ahead and add my take profit up here at 160. Was it 160.4 or 160.3? Yeah, 160 point. I'm gonna do 35, 160.35, because I don't mind missing out a little bit. Edit here. Not that one. Take profit, and then take profit zone. 160.35. Save. And if this hits, then at that point, that will give us a 1 to 7 to 1 to a 7.5 risk reward ratio. And now I'm going to enter it on my other trade as well. So let's go to UJ. Let's go to stop loss. Add this stop loss here. Now on this one, I'm going to do dynamic risk. So this one specifically, I'm going to be adding. This one's allowed more of a risk. So 300 here. And then this one's coming all the way down here. We're going to add a little bit more. Perfect. All right. And that will get us done. All right, I got all of those added, so we're looking good there. So we'll see how UJ continues to react as of right now. But at this very moment, again, I didn't love this candlestick specifically, but I did like the rejection off of this support resistance zone and the current bullish engulfing bar, as well as the previous bullish engulfing bar that broke out right here. And then having all of these wicks to the downside. All of those things I like. Let's check out UCAD since we're on here as well, just very quickly. UCAD broke the highs. So at that point, we had a higher low here. Let me go ahead and move my box. So we had a higher low here, and then we had the higher high up here. All right, there we go. So this is our new consolidation box. So we are at this area where we are creating kind of like this double top kind of, we broke out from this top, but now we're kind of creating this hesitation near the bottom. After this gap in the market, we kind of started pushing down. So I'm still expecting that we're going to create a lower high and then we're going to continue lower. So that is currently what I'm thinking right now still. But nothing has presented itself in this consolidation zone. We actually broke the high. So nothing yet for actually sells. But as of right now, we're just kind of waiting our hands because right now the market is just moving sideways. So nothing to do except for wait. Yeah, we can go back to a 4 out. Whew. All right. So let's see what our final item is. We have US 30 just to take a look. US 30 is currently in this consolidation zone. And this is a daily consolidation zone. So there's really nothing to look at all until we break the high or break the low. Right now, it looks like we might be starting to try to break a low. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing on US 30 today. So we're just going to keep an eye on UJ. And then beyond that, we're going to keep an eye on gold and silver to see what opportunities present itself in the sense of a pullback. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have right now. And then, of course, GU. GU, I'm anticipating a continuation to the downside, but I don't have anything really at this moment. So, all right, guys, that's going to be everything for me today. Y'all go ahead and take it easy. Let me know if there's anything that y'all need. Thank you.